Hello you guys, welcome to my channel Better English than Yesterday. And in this video I want to show you two things. The first is an introduction and the second thing is about my journey from filling an interview to become an official employee in a Singapore company. So let's get started with an introduction. That's a very the first video on my YouTube channel and this is a new channel, so I bet you guys here don't know nothing about me. So let me introduce a little bit about myself and a little bit about my channel. My name is Nicky and I'm a software engineer. After a year of studying English, I decided to make this channel Better English than Yesterday. And before making this channel, I was thinking a lot about the content for the channel and the purpose is for me to pursue in the long term. And finally, I got the ideas and the passion for it. And here are the things. The channel is about my effort to improve my English skills and keep just my progress over time. And this is a way for me to share with you guys my journey and provide an honest account of what I'm learning, what challenges that I'm facing, and how can I overcome that. And the important thing is that I really want to make all the content on this channel in English because that's the best and the most effective way for me to improve my speaking skills. And moreover, YouTube has a great function, easy translation. That means when you post any video on YouTube, they can easily print out every single word, every single sentences. And based on this functionality, I can easily to check my pronunciation, my grammar mistake, and I have been using this function for over a year, and it's helping me a lot. That's a great function. And the final reason, I'm extremely want to bring some motivation to other people who are gonna to study English and who are on the way to achieve their target. Well, the next thing I want to share with you guys is about my journey from filling an interview to become an official employee in a Singapore company. Back to the year 2021, I worked for a company in Vietnam, but this company doesn't use English for working. So that means if I continue working for this company, I could never better in English. So I decided to find another job where I can improve my speaking skills. But unfortunately, I didn't get any job because of my English. It was a little disappointing to me, but I told myself that it's worth fine because I know the level of English I am. And moreover, I know most of the jobs on the market require a candidate who have strong English skills, especially in speaking skill and communication. So I care about my career path and I really want to work in the global company. So I decided to make a plan for me to study English. And here's in my plan. The first step in my plans is studying IPA because I know IPA is fundamental of pronunciation and I should begin with it first. But at that time I didn't even know what it is. And finally I decided to find some material for helping me to study IPA, and I found a very helpful channel on YouTube. It's a South American channel where I can practicing my pronunciation. As you see here, they are full sound for practicing, and the video on YouTube channel is very great because it demonstrates how to pronounce the sound, to make the sound. By watching and mimicking the video, I know how to put my tongue, my lip to make the sound precisely. And the material also give me a lot of example for practicing, like the sound at the end, at the beginning, at the middle of the word, because the syllable and the sound can be located anywhere in the words. I really want to make sure I can pronounce them correctly and precisely everywhere in the world before moving to pronounce a word or sentence. But one thing here, how can I know whether I pronounce is it correct or not? Then I found a great platform, which is Elsa. Basically, Elsa is a platform can analyze your voice to see your pronunciation is correct or not. And I was spending a lot of time practicing on the Elsa platform. Sometimes I feel very hopeless because even I speak a word more than 50 times, but it wasn't correct. And the voice for me was looking back on the channel to check my tongue, my lip, the way I make the sound is correct or not, and try my best. And I also picked some example from the YouTube channel, put it on my study set on Elsa for practicing. As you can see here, I have a lot of sounds, and I was spending a lot of times for practicing on Elsa. And for now, I even sometimes I don't feel 100 confident about my pronunciation because for a single word I can't pronounce it correctly, but when put in a sentence or a long sentence, it's make harder. And like when we speak a sentence, we need to care about the intonation, about the structure, about the grammar. So sometimes it's make me pronounce not correct. Well, I know that the fastest way to boost my English levels is finding a partner or an English teacher. Then I choose study with an English teacher is the next step for me. After a couple of months of studying IPA, I decided to find an English teacher who can teach me, can communicate with me, because I need to be better as soon as possible for job interviewing. My lesson only focus on speaking skills, and sometimes my teacher teach me some basic grammar and collocation to speak more naturally. And we talk a lot about some kind of topics in daily life, and it was helping me a lot by thinking everything in English and reflecting when answering any question and express my idea, my opinion in English as well. In every single lesson, I always record my whole lesson for reviewing when I have free time. And I know that my voice was terrible at that time, and I can't believe that. But I think it was okay, and I need to try day by day and put more effort into speaking. And the way for me to sell correct is posting every video on YouTube, as I mentioned earlier. I had 3 lessons per week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So the rest of the days, I often reviewing my lesson by watching the video that I posted on YouTube and turn on the subtitle to check my pronunciation, my grammar, and my sentence structure. And I was keep trying and practicing with my study during 3 months. Well, so far so good, and that's the time for test myself with foreigner. So I decided to enroll Calmly, where I can talk with a native speaker. After 2 months of studying with my teacher, I felt my levels were better, but almost my lesson was combined in English and Vietnamese language. So I want to find a foreigner to test myself. After scrolling on the internet for a while, I found a platform which is Cambly, where I can connect with tutors and talk with them. Immediately, I registered for a course in 3 months, but they only allow me to study on that 3 lessons per week and 30 minutes for each lesson. And on this platform, I can pick any tutor that I want. They give me full information about the tutor, like nationality, introduction video, experiences, and skills. For me, I would love to talk with different tutors from different nationalities to get used to different accent, like British accent or American accent or Australian accent. As the way I did for my class lesson, I also record all my videos that I communicated with my tutors. And here are my videos, and you can see I have totally 30 videos during 3 months of studying in Cambly. And after every lesson, I always put it to YouTube for checking my pronunciation, my grammar, and rearrange the sentence structure if needed. Well, the next important thing I will share with you guys on my journey is self-study. Because from my perspective, I think self-study is the most effective way to develop my skills. Not only English skills, but other skills in life. Although I would study with my teacher and enrolling the talking in the Cambly, I still keep practicing speaking English every day and trying different methods such as shadowing and repeating. And I noticed that the more I speak, the better am I. And here are the videos that I make during my journey until now. You can see here a lot of videos, and I random talk about anything from daily life topics and shadowing some channel on the YouTube like a Tech Talks and some famous channel on the YouTube. And for me, the key here is to keep learning consistently and persistently. Instead of focusing on the result, I care more about the progress. There, what will be. 6 months have been over, and I think that's the right time for me to apply some jobs. And I always want to do everything before I actually get ready. I believe that is a way for me to be done myself and get rid of procrastinating. I apply many jobs as much as I can because I wasn't under pressure. I took the interview as a chance for me to practice my English and check my level. And I remember I applied to 6 companies and almost I failed because they require a higher English level. At that time, I was thinking that I need to learn more and practice more before I apply in any interview. But the last company had already set up an interview with me, so I decided to take this one. I was quite satisfied with the first round. After a week, I got a response from that company, and they would love to move to the next round with me. I was so happy, and I prepared everything for the second round. But in this round, I wasn't doing it well because explaining the technical solution is really hard in English. And after a month, I believe that I got rejected by that company, but luck come to me. They would love to process with me in the next round. I know that they are not happy with my English, but I think my technical was fitting their requirement. In this round, I was asked some questions about my soft skills and cultural fit. And before joining this round, I practiced with my teacher by doing a mock test, and everything went well. After a week, I received big news. I was offered the job that I interviewed for, with a handsome salary. I so happy and I couldn't believe it at first. Then I accepted the offer as a way for me to improve my speaking skill in the global company. Alright, that's everything I want to share with you guys about my 1 year journey. And I understand that everything has happened in a year. It's just the beginning of a much longer journey to forward a keep fluent in English. And I always remind myself to keep learning and practicing to become better than I was yesterday. Thanks you guys for watching video. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for the next video in the future. In the following video, I'll talk about how I use basic English for communicating and working in the global company.